Player Authenticity Holograms. You guys have all seen these. Which ones are the best ones? Which ones are ones to pause for some caution on them? That's today's topic in episode 23 of the Power Sports Memorabilia Show. All right, thank you again for joining me. I am your host, Matt Powers of the Power Sports Memorabilia Show. Today is episode 23, and a couple days ago I asked on Facebook and Instagram for some topics for the show, and a gentleman had came up with a topic about player authenticity holograms. I thought that was a really good one to do for the show, so I thought we would talk about some potential bad ones and some potential good ones. So one's just to kind of keep your eyes on when you are buying your next autograph. So let's talk about the potential bad player holograms. So again, these are just some I've seen that have had some good autographs and some bad autographs. Not all are good, not all are bad, but just some to kind of pause when you see, study the autograph, not the hologram, and make your purchase decision from there. Ripken Jr., he had a hologram long time ago, before he signed with Ironclad. I'm not sure about that. I think it was right before. I have personally seen one of these, and it was awful. It was a bat. It was just terrible. And, again, make sure you look studying that autograph there. But Cal Ripken, another one to watch out for. Willie Mays is kind of the main one that I would want to talk about today. Mays Authenticity Hologram with the Say Hey on there. I would just say I would not purchase anything with just the Say Hey hologram on there. Now, yes, some are good, some are bad. But with Mays, Mays has got a little bit of flair to his signature, especially his older stuff. His new stuff now, which if you're able to get anything from Willie, it just isn't very clear. He's getting older. He just has a hard time writing. But if you look at all these Say Hey items, like on 8x10 photos, baseballs, they're just crystal clear and clean. And there's, no fading to them. The pen looks perfect. It looks like it was just signed yesterday, So that style of autograph, now Mace has a couple different styles there, but that style of autograph I would particularly stay away from. Make sure you're getting something that has some third-party authentication or a different style of autograph on that one. Next one is Cam Newton. Newton, I've seen stuff with obviously he just has hologram on there, and I don't know if it's just me, but those ones are throwing me off. I've seen some where his C has a lot more of a curve to it, and I've seen some where the C is a lot more straight line. And for me personally, I haven't seen that style where he's just got that straight line there through the C, so that's really thrown me off. So Cam's got a little bit of flair to that beginning part of his autograph. And so, again, not all of them are bad, not all of them are good, but just ones to pause for caution there on the Cam Newton hologram. Jerry Rice had one too in the past, 10 years ago or so. I haven't seen any quote-unquote bad autographs on those, but I have seen a lot of those holograms that are just pieced together and they're falling apart, and it just any of these older ones are just ones that always concern me. So again, Jerry Rice, another one to watch out for. Peyton Manning had one back in the day too. Haven't seen too many of those lately. So those, maybe still be good, may still be bad, but I have seen some kind of interesting ones with the Peyton Manning hologram. And Dan Marino had another one too with the square, and it's kind of like a little silver with a football in there. Those, here's the thing with these holograms, man. It just seems like almost anybody can just make these. So just make sure when you're buying an autograph, of course, that you're studying the autograph, not necessarily the hologram that comes with it. Hologram is just a piece of information about the authenticity of the item, but it's not the whole entire piece. So those are ones of the ones I just mentioned there will be ones that I would pause for concern. These rear ones here, now these are ones that I just haven't heard about any issues with, okay? There may be some, but I'm just speaking off of my experience. These ones I'm going to list off here, I haven't seen any issues with, okay? So again, this isn't covering every single player hologram. This is just the ones that I can fit into a 10-minute video for you, okay? First one is Larry Bird, okay? Bird puts this little circular authenticity hologram on every signing he does. I haven't seen any issues with these. I think those are a pretty solid. If you've seen a Larry Bird autograph with his hologram on there, it's pretty solid. It's a Larry Bird authentic autograph there for you. Barry Bonds also had his too. I haven't seen any issues with any of those. Joe Montana's got that silver hologram that he uses, that rectangular shaped one that he puts on at all the shows. He's been with his agent for a long, long time, so I can't imagine there's been any issues with those Montana holograms that any of the agent or him have caused. So Montana holograms are pretty solid as well. Excuse me. Drew Brees has got another one too, just like Montana's, that rectangular silver one. Again, I haven't heard any problems with those. Drew Brees holograms are pretty solid one. Bo Jackson too, same style. And again, no problems with Bo Jackson. And then one from probably 10 years ago, Clay Matthews had a hologram out there. Again, no issues with Clay Matthews. So any of those 6 there are pretty solid ones. And that's good to see because some of those guys are pretty big names on there, I mean, if you're an athlete, you're coming out with your own personal authenticity hologram. I mean, you're not, you're not just a natural or a relief pitcher for the Kansas City Royals. I mean, you've obviously got some demand for your autograph. So, but an often question that comes up too, and one I kind of want to address is how does this happen where like a player's hologram kind of becomes into question? And, there's a lot of things that could happen there. One is you kind of get a rogue employee. You get one that just steals some holograms and, wants to do something bad to quote unquote, hurt the company that he was with that maybe fired him or whatever. Sometimes what I've actually seen, this is probably the worst case that I've seen, just in my experience, is when a dealer who's doing the signing with the athlete will get some holograms and they won't even put them on the items themselves. They'll just send them to you and you get the items back and you're like, why aren't the holograms on the items? Why did they just send these to me? And they're just pure laziness, But here's what it does is it opens up the door to, some crazy person who says, wow, look at this. I got an opportunity here, and that's why, these companies that put these signings on, before that item leaves your property, it's got to have all the authentication on there. There's got to be no issues with it all. None of this send the holograms and put it on later, BS stuff, That's just pure laziness in my opinion. But yeah, the reason with these player holograms is they're easily faked. Somebody could make a hologram. I mean, it wouldn't even have to be exact. I don't think it'd be somewhat close. No, the average consumer who's buying autographs probably wouldn't know about it. They're looking at it and says, oh, and the description says this is the authenticity hologram of the athlete. They're thinking, oh, okay, good. So that's a main issue with these player holograms. And the second one too is, there's no online database for these things either. So most of them don't have a, numerical number to it that's associated with some sort of database where you can actually go to the database and look at the, autograph that's associated with it. That would be something that would be kind of a cool thing to kind of eliminate a lot of that problem. But again, the main thing is 1, make sure you're studying the autograph. 2, if you're unsure about something, it is beneficial to get a third-party authentication opinion. A company I use is Spence Authentication. They're out in Florida and also in New Jersey. You can go to spenceloa.com and get their opinion on the autographs too. They do a bunch of shows, so you can probably find one in your area. If you can't, you can always just send them the item, and they're usually pretty quick about turning it around. You can find pricing and all that stuff on their website, which is, again, spenceloa.com. So, yeah, that's today's topics. If there's a hologram that I missed that maybe you've seen some issues with or some good ones that you've seen, hey, comment below. Let's spread some good news or some bad news, But, again, always study the autograph above anything else. If you got questions, ask them before you buy the item. Make sure you're real comfortable with the item. So if you guys got any questions, let me know. Again, please visit the website powersportsmemorabilia.com. And please hit that subscribe button wherever you are watching. Thanks again, guys.